Recording in progress.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Call this meeting to order. You join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The roll call, please.
Mayor Rao,
Here.
Councilman Rao,
Present.
Councilman Hunter,
Here.
Councilman Laveri is here, but he stepped out for a phone call, so he should be back in. And Councilman Fitzsimons is absent today. He has prior commitments.
Okay. Are we in compliance with our open meeting laws?
Yes.
Public comment. Nobody online this morning? Approve or deny electrical rate increase beginning with the November utility bill due December 20th. Do we want to hold for a minute and wait for Joe, or?
I mean, could
Time to keep
discuss
moving.
it, but, so this is, I mean, this is all, we've discussed this thoroughly over the last couple meetings. So I just wanted it to be clear that we were gonna put this into effect at the next billing, which will go out the beginning of December. And the rate that I calculated based off of our last, Lincoln County Power District bill was the 1.266 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's in the fine print there on the agenda.
That's the increase.
That's the increase, yep.
Okay.
So
That'll put our rate up per kilowatt hour to what?
that's gonna make our total, whoops. We're at 12 point. So it'll be 13.8997. Did I do my math right, Frank?
Looks right.
So currently we sit at 12.6337. And then the 1.266 will take us to 13.8997. That being said, we discussed last time as well, the impact to the citizens will be minimized by the reduction of the $9 charge that has been on the bill for a long time that will
And this-
also be off this bill.
Okay, this next bill will be the first time it's been off.
Correct.
Okay. $9. Question?
I got a question, Craig. I know we've had that $9 forever, and so used to paying it. Like, is that what gets us out of the hole completely in the future? Is,
Keeping it?
yeah, I mean, I hate to say that.
Well,
Might be a reality, you know, I mean, I've been paying that the whole time I've lived here.
I think that the mainline rate adder was something that we were also being charged. And so by getting rid of, we're not gonna be paying for it now, and therefore citizens won't be paying.
be,
We
yeah.
should be, we'll actually be slightly ahead by pennies because they were charging us 9.11.
Yeah.
And we were billing 9. But ultimately, we will be at the same place, which is why we made the rate increase that we did back in July, was to try to get us to the point where we weren't going backwards.
Right.
So this should not affect the trajectory that we've put ourselves on This is basically just we're not getting billed, we're taking it away from our citizens.
So essentially, Joe, if I'm reading what you were saying, what you're basically saying is asking whether we should continue to charge that so that we basically make up the loss that we have currently been.
Yeah, and believe me, like, I don't wanna do that, I don't wanna pay that myself, but I was thinking, like, we just did this in July, and then are we gonna be coming back in March of next year
And asking for
again?
another
And it just,
increase.
I think it's all the same, but it don't look as good, you know, when, like, today's special meeting, oh, we gotta raise the rate and.
Do we have
versus-
any forecast from the power district of what the rate increases this next year possibly is what
So-
we're looking like in that respect?
I don't have a number, but I did talk to Dane. He's gonna come to our meeting on the 1st and discuss kind of their billing, their outlook, and give us a feel for where we're at.
So that we know that next year we can plan ahead for an increase of what it is and go from there.
Yeah, cause I remember like one of the meetings, this has been way back maybe when we did it in July, but like you and Tom, who had more historics on up here, like where we didn't raise it for so long. And then it's like shock, you know, and that's why I didn't know, but believe me, I'm not one that wants to I've been waiting for that to come off for a couple years, you know, even before I was on the council, but I just hate to have to come back in March again and then, oh crap, we gotta raise it again. So that's the only reason I was asking.
I think it's gonna be for us, the way I envision it is an annual thing that we look at come year end. So June, July-ish, where we're gonna be looking at, okay, what are we projecting our
Yeah.
income and what are we projecting our expenses to be? Is our rate going to work? And that's what we did at the beginning of the year. So, I mean, ideally, we did a good job and we'll be, come end of the year, we'll be where we expected to be. And
Well-
then we can look to the next year, kind of as we get closer.
I was gonna say, the other thing is that I think there have been several of the PPACs that we've been paying that we have not been passing on to our customers. So that will do a lot to put us in the black instead of in the red.
That we're actually
Yeah,
adjusting
yeah.
for it right now.
Paying attention to those and not
Yes.
just absorbing them all the time.
Yeah, and that's all. I just, by no means do I want to leave that on there. I just was thinking, you wouldn't have to raise it for quite a while and everybody's used to just paying that.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, and obviously, you can do whatever you want, the council can do what they want, but I like to, in my mind, just in the time I've been here, it's nice to see that if we can react quickly to changes, then we can do it both ways, and I think citizens will appreciate the fact that, okay, if we're getting billed and we say, look, we're getting billed, we have to bill it, then the flip side of that is if we're not getting billed, we're gonna pass that on, and I think that it goes both ways, and if we do that proactively, then I think there will be a better understanding of why we're
It's a-
billing what we're billing.
It's a transparency.
Yeah.
At that point, it becomes very transparent to the public that, hey, we're passing it on, we're not banking this and hoping and planning, and they just have to trust us. It's a transparency issue that
Right.
comes out.
Well, with our raises that we made this last spring, we had just, that caught us up. So if we're gonna have a raise, it's gonna be just what we get and what we have to pass on. So.
It's a
it won't
direct
be-
transparency.
Yeah, it won't be anything that's
Right.
out of line.
Okay. Well, then I make a motion that we approve the 1.266 cent increase in the electric utility.
I'll second the motion for the increase, 1.266 cents.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to increase our, power rates, to compensate for our raises that's given to us, passed on to us from the power district. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Approve or deny specifications for bid package on the garbage truck.
So I gave everybody the bid package. I don't know if anybody has any questions for me. The highlights is that I
This is for a refurbished truck that will have engine and transmission warranty, warranty on the Packer, and it will be a 2005 to 2007 to avoid emission problems that plague the newer trucks. And it will save the city more than half for the purchase of a new truck. I don't know if anybody has any questions on the specifications.
I'd move for approval of the bid package.
I second that.
Okay. Do we have any questions? Yeah.
I did have a question.
Yeah, go
Can I-
go ahead, there's been seconded, right?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
seconded.
we're still
Oh,
open
okay.
for
Is it the,
discussion.
I was trying to look on there, is it side loader?
No, this is the front loader to replace the truck that went down.
Oh, okay.
I do have the thoughts of, let's get this truck and use it for 6 months or so and evaluate how we feel about it, and then maybe look back to the same place for a side loader for curbside. That is where I'm thinking, Joe, yeah.
What's the estimated cost of the truck?
I'm assuming it'll be about $150,000.
Okay,
Plus delivery.
okay.
But it does get us out of the jam.
And so talking to the one company I know of that does these refurbished trucks, once we order it, we're looking at 5 to 7 weeks. So that's a question I have. How long do we have to run?
You just have to run it, so we just have to set a date. We can probably set it for, when's our meeting? December 15th?
First, and then
First
the
and the 15th. We probably don't have enough time to do it on the 1st. On the 15th, we can get it on. We just have to run it once in the newspaper, at least no more than 7 days before. So no more than 7 days before when it's gonna happen, and then we have to put it on our website for 7 days.
So it's got to get up on the website, get in the paper, and then
Yeah.
we could
We just gotta run it in the paper once.
approve it in the 15th, the meeting on the 15th.
Yep, and then we can issue for more solicitation, but all we're required to do is advertise it.
Okay.
So if no one comes back, and then we just gotta reach out to them and send them the advertisement to make
Yep.
sure. And then we just have to have a copy of the specifications in the office for people to get if they need it.
One other question. If we get this and we buy it, we get this whole package, and then like 6 months, is it worth us? Because I was thinking, it's probably worth us to have the 2 trucks and like do all the dumpsters, commercial, and then let's say we ever did get the side or self-loader. I mean, having 2 trucks it's not gonna kill us. It's probably better off, yeah?
I would think we're better off if we can get a side loader for about the same price that's a refurbished truck, we're still under the cost of a brand new front loader. To have the rebuilt front loader and the rebuilt side loader, we're still under the cost of a brand new front loader.
And when we're talking about rebuilt, we're not just talking about a base, like this is an entire rebuild. You look at these specifications, you realize that the compactor has to have all new steel sides on it, not just fixed side. It's got to have new steel sides. It's got to have all new valve bodies, all new cylinders. It's very,
Refurbished.
Yeah, I'll send you guys, the place I'm looking at, and I'm not saying that's the only shot, somebody else could see it and bid. But I'll send you guys it's a PowerPoint presentation, but I'll email it to you guys and you can look through that and see what they do. It's
Kind of like a fire truck though, same type of deal.
probably, yeah.
I mean, it points out in here that it's all new wiring. And I mean, it's crazy how detailed these people go for it.
That's all I had.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this, the specifications on this garbage truck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay? So I'll email this to you, Craig, so you'll have it to put on the website, and then if anybody wants a copy, you can
I'll
email
print
it to
out and have some
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, I just figured you'll have it on email, so when we advertise it, if anybody wants specifications from you, they can get them that way.
Okay, do we have any other public comment? Nobody online still?
But I don't don't see a comment.
No comments? Okay,